Transcription for listening assessment. This is the assessment of listening skills for class 10th students. There are 4 tasks for completing this test. In task 1, you will listen to 5 thoughts on freedom of speech. In task 2, you will listen to a speech by Severn Suzuki at the UN Earth Summit in 1992. The task 3 is a talk on time management, and the task 4 is an advertisement of a safety button. You will listen to all the tasks one by one and complete the worksheet given to you. Please listen to the text carefully. Task 1. You will hear 5 thoughts on freedom of speech. Read the statements below. Then listen to the recording and match each statement A to G to each thought 1 to 5. There are 2 statements you do not need. You will hear the recording twice. Extract 1. Without free speech, no search for truth is possible. Without free speech, progress is checked and the nations no longer march forward toward the nobler life which the future holds for man. Better 1,000-fold abuse of free speech than denial of free speech. The abuse dies in a day, but the denial stays the life of the people and entombs the hope of the race. Extract 2. Once a government is committed to the principle of silencing the voice of opposition, it has only one way to go, and that is down the path of increasingly repressive measures until it becomes a source of terror to all its citizens and creates a country where everyone lives in fear. Extract 3. We forget that although freedom of speech constitutes an important victory in the battle against old restraints, modern man is in a position where much of what he thinks and says are the things that everybody else thinks and says, that he has not acquired the ability to think originally, that is, for himself, which alone gives meaning to his claim that nobody can interfere with the expression of his thoughts. Extract 4. Here's a nation, one of the founding pillars was freedom of speech and freedom of expression. And yet, we have imposed upon people restriction on what they can say, on what they can think, and the media is the largest proponent of this, crucifying people who say things really quite innocently. Extract 5. A state that suppresses all freedom of speech and which by imposing the most terrible punishments treats each and every attempt at criticism, however morally justified, and every suggestion for improvement as floating to high treason, is a state that breaks an unwritten law. Task 2. You will hear Severn Suzuki speaking at the UN Earth Summit in 1992. Read the questions below, then listen to the recording and choose A or B or C for each question. You will hear the recording twice. Coming here today, I have no hidden agenda. I am fighting for my future. Losing my future is not like losing an election or a viewpoints on the stock market. I am here to speak for all generations to come. I am here to speak on behalf of the starving children around the world whose cries go unheard. I am here to speak for the countless animals dying across this planet because they have nowhere left to go. We cannot afford to be not heard. I am afraid to go out in the sun now because of holes in the ozone. I am afraid to breathe the air because I don't know what chemicals are in it. I used to go fishing in Vancouver with my dad until just a few years ago. We found the fish full of cancers. And now we hear about animals and plants going extinct every day, vanishing forever. In my life, I have dreamed of seeing the great herds of wild animals, jungles, and rainforests, full of birds and butterflies. But now I wonder if they will even exist for my children to see. Did you have to worry about these little things when you were my age? All this is happening before our eyes, and yet we act as if we have all the time we want and all the solutions. I am only a child and I don't have all the solutions. But you don't know how to fix the holes in our ozone layer. You don't know how to bring salmon back up the dead stream. You don't know how to bring back an animal now extinct. And you can't bring back forest that once grew where there is no desert. If you don't know how to fix it, please stop breaking it. Here, you may be delegates of your governments, business people, organizers, reporters, or politicians, but really you are mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, and all of you are somebody's child. I am only a child, yet I know we are all part of a family. 5 billion strong, in fact, 30 billion species strong, and we all share the same air, water, and soil. Borders and governments will never change that. I am only a child, yet I know we are all in this together and should act as one single world towards one single goal. In my anger, I am not blind, and in my fear, I am not afraid to tell the world how I feel. In my country, we make so much waste. We buy and throw away, buy and throw away. And yet, northern country will not share with the needy. Even when we have more than enough, we are afraid to lose some of our wealth, afraid to share. In Canada, we live the privileged life with plenty of food, water, and shelter. We have watches, bicycle, computer, and television sets. 2 days ago, here in Brazil, we were shocked when we spent some time with some children living on the streets. And this is what one child told us: I wish I was rich, and if I were, I would give all the street children food, clothes, medicine, shelter, love, and affection. If a child on the street who has nothing is willing to share, why are we who have everything still so greedy? I can't stop thinking that these children are of my age, that it makes a tremendous difference where you are born. That I could be one of those children living in the favelas of Rio. I could be a child starving in Somalia, a victim of war in the Middle East, or a beggar in India. I am only a child, yet I know if all the money spent on war was spent on ending poverty and finding environmental answers, what a wonderful place this earth would be. At school, even in kindergarten, you teach us to behave in the world. You teach us not to fight with others, to work things out, to respect others, to clean up our mess, not to hurt other creature, to share, not to be greedy. Then why do you go out and do the things you tell us not to do? Do not forget why you are attending this conference, who you are doing this for. We are your own children. You are deciding what kind of world we will grow up in. Parents should be able to comfort their children by saying, everything's going to be alright. We are doing the best we can, and it's not the end of the world. I don't think you can say that to us anymore. Are we even on your list of priorities? My father always says, you are what you do, not what you say. Well, what you do makes me cry at night. You grown ups say you love us. I challenge you. Please make your actions reflect your words. Thank you for listening. Task 3. You will hear a talk on time management. Read the statements below. Then listen to the extract and choose 4 of the options A to G which are the correct. There are 2 statements you do not need. You listen the recording twice. Today we will talk about time management and how to get the best of it. I will tell you about some easy tips. You can take notes if you wish. First thing is to keep a to-do list. This will remind of all that you have to do within a given span of time. There is no scope of forgetting here. Set personal goals. This is important because your goals will show you a way forward. When you know what you have to do, then it becomes easy managing your time. Priorities. Weigh the pros and cons. Do a cost benefit analysis and set your priorities. Don't succumb to distraction. You will lose a lot of time if you are distracted. Don't procrastinate. Do not leave your job for today or tomorrow. You will end up with lots of work and very little time. Take on as much as you can manage. Too many projects on hand end up in a mess since you can't devote the required time. Multitasking is good but not advisable when you have deadlines to meet and paper to submit. Taking regular breaks so that your mind remains fresh and active. Schedule your workload according to your energy level. For example, if you are at your creative best in the morning, then do the most important work during these hours. These simple tips will help you get on top of your time management woes. Any question? Task 4. You will hear an advertisement of a safety button. Read the sentences, then listen to the recording and complete the sentences in 1 to 3 words only. You will hear the recording twice. An appeal to all the residents. Let us join hands to ensure safety for the children and the elderly in your neighborhood. We owe it to them. Install our neighborhood watch button in your homes. It is easy to install at a very affordable price. All you have to do is to install the button in your children's room or where the elderly sleep. When pushed, the button sends out electromagnetic waves to a radius of 2 kilometers. Your mobile phones and computer can detect the signal easily. Not only that, the neighborhood watch button will send signals to all the other households within the same range. Help will always be at hand when it is most required. Please contact me on my mobile number for more details.